Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Jim Grzanzio from the Oracle Groundbreakers team, and I'm here with a very special guest from Argentina, Gustavo Gonzalez. Gustavo is one of the speakers on the Oracle Groundbreakers India Yatra, which is wrapping up this week, and we're here to have a conversation about the community. Gustavo, how you doing? What's going on?
Hey, Jim. Nice to talk to you again. I'm doing
Nice.
great.
Yeah, nice to meet you. This is actually the first time we're actually meeting, and this is great because you're from Latin America. I've never been there, and I was hoping to go this year, but actually we'll get to that later. But
Hmm.
you know, it's really great to meet you. So, since this is our first meeting, would you mind giving us a little bit of an overview of just a couple minutes of who you are, what you do, and then we'll take it from there.
Of course. Well, my name is Gustavo. I'm based out of Argentina. I work for a company called IT Convergence. I'm a chief technology officer globally for IT Convergence. I've been working for this company since 2006 with all the transformation that has been happening in overall in technology, helping companies, helping internally at IT Conversions and also customers on the transformation from the on-prem world to the cloud and the agility that the companies are needing today. Um, I've been I've been also part of the community. I've been also part of the Oracle space for many years. Started my career on the character mode and programming and on Oracle forms and reports and doing databases and data warehouses and coming all the way up to managing projects that are transforming companies from from solutions to new adventures and new things that are helping their business to adapt to this new world that we're living.
Cool, cool. All right, great. How did you come across the India Yatra? Have you been to India before to present to these guys?
Yes, yes. So I was actually my first yatra
Wow.
was about 5 years ago.
Oh, okay.
So I visited, I think it was like six, seven countries. It was 2 years after the first yatra.
Wow.
And I have very good friends over there in India. And the company that I work for also has an office in Hyderabad.
Oh,
So I go to India very frequently and visiting all these different cities across India and the community, the impact that the All India Oracle User Group has across the Oracle community and it's such an enormous and huge impact that makes me, and I was pretty happy to participate and be part of that. It was the early stages of the yatra,
yeah.
and it was great, a great experience. And this is new normal, being virtual, 100% virtual, and it's a new normal for this type of events. I've been participating since I'm an Oracle Ace director, and before that, participating in many events worldwide. Uh, but this is something that we're getting used to be presenting and participating in events. And Yatra is it's one of my favorites, both the Yatra and the event that it's typically at the end of the year
Sangam. Sangam.
in China. Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm actually glad you had a chance to go. So you have a feel, basically a sense of the people that you're actually presenting to. What's interesting about this year's Yatra is that there's a lot of speakers who have never presented to the Indian community before. And so that's a good thing in a sense of it gives the Indian community a lot more access to speakers that they wouldn't have ordinarily, seen before. So that's good. But it's just also interesting that the vast majority of the people that I've been interviewing, maybe they've been there once or never, so they really all want
Right.
to go back actually had to go for the first time, because they've had such a good experience here virtually.
Mhm.
So
And it is, and it is different, right? So there is pros and cons. Of course, from one side you get more speakers. The other is the relationship, right? And
yeah,
the solidarity that you build, across, having a face to face or stretching hands, which is going to be difficult from now on. But it's something that I really like getting off the stage and talking and discussing and sharing experiences. And from a speaker perspective, we learn a lot from the audience and many times,
right.
on what the things that they're doing and how they approach, problems or challenges, which is different than, you will probably do it on the other side of the world. So it's always
Right.
great to hear experiences from others.
That's actually really a good point you just made about the speakers learning from the audience, because many times when you go to a conference and you're listening to a speaker, you have this feeling that it's one way, right? Knowledge is being transmitted from there to here, right? But the really good speakers, the really ones who are very experienced and are a little bit more humble, they realize that it's actually a two-way street. For just that reason that you mentioned, you get off the stage, you have conversations, because you can't know everything. And so that's a really interesting point. I've
Yeah.
been I've
Yeah.
been to Yatra. I went to Yatra last year and Sangam last year, and I've been to India many times, for the Oracle community, and it's live wire. It really is. So I
Oh yeah.
was
Yeah.
I was interested to go visit you guys there. So um, let's talk a little bit about your presentation. Here I have in my notes, it says, here comes a digital assistant to rescue us in a corporate world. So tell me all about digital assistants.
Yeah. So, Oracle has been investing a lot on digital assistants, and for those who haven't heard about it, it's probably the buzzword is chatbots. You probably heard about chatbots,
Yeah.
and you're probably using that when you visit like a retail store and a website, and Oracle has been improving and investing a lot on digital assistants lately, and we see the results on a great product, which is the Oracle Digital Assistant product, which allows you to connect to multiple channels. And one of the things that I've been working on heavily at IT Conversions internally and with customers is connecting digital assistants to ERP, to software, to corporate software, giving not just this chatbot that you typically ask for the weather, or check for the size of your T-shirt. It's more than that. It's how you can talk about purchasing, can talk about expense reports, can talk about absences, can talk about corporate data, and act on that, taking action. We probably can have many ways of interacting, and all these different sort of efficiencies that we can gain by using a digital assistant, not just on a chat. It's also voice and asking for information that can tell you with artificial intelligence, because all the magic of digital assistants resides on how the artificial intelligence is being used, and how this artificial intelligence can determine what are the actions that you might take, right? Like, what's the most important aspect or approvals that I have to do. So, helping the users to make decisions in a corporate world. And Oracle has embedded digital assistants into their cloud SaaS products, which is great. And you can, there's a way of doing that, great way of connecting with SaaS. But I'm also exploring, because I'm proficient and I'm very, I co-author a book on e-business suite, for example, and we have been working on how to get digital assistants connected to e-business suite, and all different products they have ears, and companies and customers are very happy using them. But then how can switch that into an advanced and innovative solution with digital assistants? You can do that. So my session is how to start using these innovations from Oracle, these cloud innovations with your corporate data, with your corporate software. It's a great way to give your business to get improve your ROI with the latest advances on technology.
Interesting. So when I interact with digital assistants, so you have a situation where you have a human being interacting with software either through voice or through typing. And then you're basically asking that piece of software, which ironically has a name, right? That piece of software, some some questions, or you're inputting data, and that piece of software has to go out and interact with all kinds of different computer systems, and then return a decision to so some information to you that you can act on, and then you go back and forth and you iterate. So my question to you is the development process, how you develop software, the skills of writing these applications. Is it just another app, or is it something that's actually somewhat different?
It's a great question, and to answer that, you have two aspects. First is, for people like me that we started coding many years back, there's a change in the mindset of how you build a solution with digital assistants. Okay, because it's a different interface. You are not having screen, not even an app, right? So first of all, you need to switch that on how you're going to be interacting with the users. The second aspect of that is, given the advances on the Oracle Digital Assistant, you can have a citizen developer, which means, that's a, Gartner analogy to someone that is a well-versed user without having all deep development, skills. You can build your Oracle Digital Assistant without any code, okay, without having to code. Now, if you want to advance on that, then that's where you're going to be interacting. And as you say, I'm going to be interacting with other systems and the magic there comes with the APIs, okay? And that's the world of APIs. And that's where you're going to need some skills, developing and programming skills that will talk to these different systems and how you're going to be creating these connectors and connecting your digital assistant to pull information and to push information to these third party, these different systems that you want. Whether it's, you mentioned about weather, right? You need to build an API to pull the weather for a particular location. But the overall aspect of this is, you can start very simple. And as part of my session, I wanted to have the users going back, giving their free trial and doing a Q&A, which is something very simple. It's a Q&A digital assistant that will allow you to answer questions, answer typical questions from users. So you can easily, and a good example is with COVID-19, where you have a set of questions, say, okay, what are the symptoms? And you can build for your organization a very simple digital assistant answering questions that are typical, very important questions and answers to users and to your employees, for example. Now, you don't need any development skills. Now, it's a different mindset of how you program for this type of solutions. And that's something that you need to get started. In my session, I share some of the key elements. Key elements that are important, like utterances and entities, channels. These are all new terminology that you will have to learn to be proficient on building these digital assistants. But it's very easy, very intuitive. There's a lot of documentation of Oracle digital assistants on the Oracle docs. So I wouldn't be scared getting into the Oracle
Right.
digital systems area. Mhm.
So behind the scenes, the technology that is sort of driving this is machine learning, right?
Correct. And machine learning, when we're talking about machine learning and artificial intelligence, is how you uh, analyze it's the natural language processing, NPL, and how you can have this interaction and understanding what the users are saying or typing, uh, and understand that, transform that into with the uses of ML and AI to what you really want to drive and the code that you are driving for that, and getting the APIs to answer these questions. So there's a multiple components of machine learning and artificial intelligence that are making the difference of this tool. Okay, there are many tools of digital assistants, but I think the Oracle Digital is one of the most advanced tools for that matter.
Really? Wow. Okay. Interesting. So did you already give the talk or do you still have to give it in this last
I
week?
I, I delivered a talk
Okay.
a week ago. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
And how did it go?
It went very well. I have a
Good.
very good, attendance. It was about 9 p.m. India time, and I was like thrilled to see almost 100 people
Oh
joining
yeah.
this
Yeah.
session,
That's
and
normal.
and it's amazing, and the questions and the feedback that I got, a very
Yeah.
active audience. I really enjoy, always enjoy talking and providing giving sessions in India, but it was very intense on the Q&A, and actually we continue after the session with emails and LinkedIn conversations with many other of the attendees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're also an Oracle Ace director in your spare time, and I wanted to talk about that, and because that is a program where you're interacting with the company and also interacting with the community as well. There's a 450 aces around the world, lots of events and things like that. So talk about that for a few minutes about the community and the program that you use to interact with it. And you have a tour
Right.
coming up soon as well.
Exactly. Yeah. So, the Oracle ACE program, I joined the ACE program back in 2008 or so more than a decade ago. And I've been sharing about and trying, I'm very proud to be a growing community in Latin America of ACEs. Um, very, uh, very proud of trying to get more people to share their knowledge, to be in this, small group of people that can talk about what we love, and the passion of these people and the people that share this program. It's about technology. As I said, it's not easy to speak, but it's for us sometimes it's easier to write a blog or write an article, or now we're given this chance of doing videos, uh, and it's not like talking in a big audience like a Yatra with 300 or 400 people that make you feel you a little scared. Now it's different, and this is making a huge, for people that we are all working on technology. We're working on our own and the companies and for customers and doing great stuff that nobody knows. And there's some other professional closer to you that might be having challenges
Right.
and might haven't think the way that you solve it. You apply a solution in your company. That's the value of ACE, is talking about technology, talking about challenges that we solve. Um, I love the user group because it's not a marketing event. It's not like, oh, this is a product that we built and we're selling to you. This is real cases, real solutions, and things that we apply to customers to in our own companies, and might, bring, bring a light at the end of the tunnel for someone that it's looking or having that same problem or challenge with a product or with a business case, right? This is a great community. Also, giving us the chance to participate. I've been working on many beta testing, working closer with the Oracle product team, and having that chance of giving our little help on the product with this feedback and providing, hey, I'm testing it. This is something that I don't like, and being heard by the Oracle product is a great, great accomplishment from this, community. It's like, okay, it's something that we provide to the Oracle products, with our little, a little help, right, to the community and to Oracle customers as well. Right. So these are the components, like sharing the knowledge and also helping the product to involve, get more and more features and benefits to the end users.
So it sounds like you certainly do a lot of community work, and you certainly love it, because I can see you lighten up, with that big smile when you talk about it. You were, there locally actually created user groups and ran user groups for a long time, right?
Mhm. Yeah, that's true. So I started working and with a few friends. We were four of us that we founded the Oracle user group in Argentina, and also helping the applications user group across Latin America. Um, uh, with the, we started with very small, like we were 4 or 5, and we grow this to events like 500 people, which is huge for Argentina. In events. Also, I had the privilege to be leading the Latin America Oracle user community, which is the umbrella to all the Oracle user groups across Latin America,
Mm.
all the way from Mexico, all the way down to Chile and Argentina. I'm the former president. I've been leading that for 4 years, the past 4 years, and it's not easy. It's different cultures, different countries. These different objectives, each of these countries, but with the same spirit of helping the community, helping the users of Oracle technology to do better, on their own careers and the companies that they work for and the customers that they serve. This has been great and has been giving us the chance to, for example, drive the Latin America tour, which has been changing the names lately, but it's a great tour. The
How many
first time that
countries?
yeah, well, the latest, so I started with about 8 countries, and the latest, which was 2019, we had 13 countries
Wow.
across Latam. That's a lot of work, right? A lot
See,
of volunteer
that's
work.
that's why
uh,
I was looking forward to this year. So,
and you get the sense of these different countries.
right.
You have all the way south, Uruguay, Argentina, and Chile, and as you go up, you have Brazil from one side, and then you have Ecuador, Peru on the other coast, and then you go up and you have Colombia, you have Guatemala, Mexico. There's just so many different things that you can experience. We have Panama, and the chance to see the Panama Canal, which is one of our Oracle customers, and we had the
Really?
chance to
Oh,
go and visit the IT, talking to the IT team of the Panama Canal.
wow.
We had this both sense of that has changed the world in a sense, and the use of Oracle technology, driving that changing the world. So it's a great experience this year, led by Rolando Carrasco, a good friend from Mexico. It's in the new normal. We're going to be doing the tour, a virtual tour, just like Yatra. A lot of great sessions. Again, just like Yatra, many speakers,
Yeah.
and this is giving us a chance in Yatra to see way more speakers than usual, because we have limited budget and the constraints of having people visiting 6 countries in 10 days, like sleeping on planes and things of that nature. This is giving us a chance to expand the speakers, but also being more wide in terms of term, technology, and products and experiences. So we're very excited, waiting to have this new tour in a few weeks.
Yeah, cool. So let's, how about we say this is a temporary abnormal, okay, instead of the new normal,
I like
and
that.
then
I like
and
that.
then and then
Yeah.
next year, if if I'm a good boy, I'll get to go to
Of course.
on the tour. All right, cool, Gustav. Thank you very much. It's been a real pleasure meeting you for the first time and talking with you here about digital assistants and the community. And I mean, your passion is palpable, and hopefully next year, or the year after, we'll get to actually meet in person. So thanks a lot. We'll talk
Thank
to
you
you
very
soon.
much. Thank you.
All right. Bye bye now.